Welcome to New Gameplay. Today, I'm not Jeff Cork, I'm Kyle Hilliard. Leo Vader is here.
Thank you for having me.
And Imran Khan is here by way of the internet.
I was told Jeff Cork would be here. I'm not sure about this now.
I'm almost as good as Jeff Cork.
Okay.
Some might say.
He's like 80% there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
That's
working
like 100%
on
more than most people. So.
True. There you go. So what is it? This is Dark Souls. I know this game.
This is Dark Souls Remastered.
Why do I care? What's special about this, Imran?
This is the re-release of Dark Souls that they announced, I think, like 3-4 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we're playing on the PS4 version, or I was playing on the PS4 version, and this is the new Dark Souls this one's in 1080p on the PS4 in 60 frames per second.
Wow.
It looks sharp. And this is pre-recorded. I always like having that little qualifier there, but Imran knows Dark Souls well, and look at that. He found the bonfire already. He knows where to go.
Yeah, I play Dark Souls usually about once a year.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
played it in the last year or two, and the problem, which you may see in this video and may not, is that I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter recently, and Monster Hunter and Dark Souls are very similar.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
In terms of controls, so you're going to see some shit of me, like, falling off things because I just don't remember the right button.
But just in our minds, we should remember that you're very good at this game.
I am okay at this game.
Okay.
And just imagine it's Monster Hunter and how good you'd be doing if it was that.
So,
If
okay.
it were Monster Hunter, I would be dying less.
Okay, so we got 1080p, 60 FPS on PS4 and Xbox One, presumably, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're playing on a regular PS4. This is not a Pro.
This is a regular PS4.
It's a regular
yes.
PS4. And yeah, I mean, other than the sort of, it looks, even in this video, I can see that it looks smoother than when I played it on 360. Do you know if there's any other changes or anything that are coming to the game, or is it all performance?
So they've said a couple of changes. They didn't clarify exactly what those were because they're not sure about some of them yet. But they did say there were a couple of small, very tweakish gameplay changes. The bigger thing is with the controls now. So in the original Dark Souls, you can only run using the circle button, and if you wanted to jump, you had to tap the circle button again. And this is a thing most Dark Souls players kind of universally hate. They changed that in Dark Souls 2, 3, I think it's the same in Bloodborne, but I don't remember. But in this game, you can just set running and jumping to L3, which is by far the better method.
So running and jumping to L3?
Yes.
So as you're sprinting, you can hit L3 to jump? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that is
Because
nice.
the initial way resulted in a lot of people just kind of running to their deaths off things because it just didn't work very well.
Yeah, that sprint and then like tap to jump has always thrown me off. I've never been a fan
Yeah.
of that.
This game, I think, has full controller ability. So anything you want to change, if you want to change the attack button to face buttons, you can do that.
Okay. So, and PS4 and Xbox One are going to be comparable. Do you know anything about the Switch version? It's not going to be 60 as well, is it?
It won't be 60. It'll be 1080p docked and 720p handheld, but both ones will be 30 FPS.
Yeah. And we haven't had a chance to play it, but fingers crossed that it's like a nice consistent 30. We'll see it pretty soon, I guess.
That's what they said, is that they're aiming for consistency. I asked specifically about Blighttown, which is very infamous for on the PS3 and 360 that kind of melted.
Imran, what did you do to that poor man who was helping you out?
I killed Oscar because... So, one of the things that happens in speedruns for Dark Souls is that Oscar gives you the Estus Flask, which is what you need.
Yeah.
But he talks for a really long time, so if you want to just get through it, you just kill him, then take everything he has and run. Because when you come back to the prison anyway, he's zombied out, so you need to kill him regardless.
Okay.
So
you're doing him a favor, really.
Yeah.
These are important lessons for kids to learn.
Yeah, exactly. If someone won't shut up after they give you what you need, end the conversation in any way you can.
In the Dark Souls community, that's one of the things like people do is when you've done everything in the game, like you finished everything off, you don't need any NPCs anymore. You just kind of go on a world tour of killing everybody.
That's awful, you guys.
Let's see. One of the things they changed in this game, or this version, is that in all versions, including the Switch one, is that in the first game you can max out at I think 3 people in a world at once, and in the newer remastered versions, to bring it in line with Dark Souls 3, it is 6 people.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So you can run with a full gang squad, and then like invaders can still come in.
Weird. Is this? Would you consider this one your favorite of the Souls, or do you play it once a year? You said, or do you like kind of like them all equally? They're all your children.
So I think I probably put most time in Dark Souls 2, even though I think that may be my least favorite. But like, I don't know. I think Dark Souls 1 has the best first half and like the worst second half.
Okay.
I think Dark Souls 2 is kind of the opposite. Dark Souls 3, I didn't like how much it hewed close to Dark Souls 1. So, to answer your question, I have the answer is Bloodborne, but I really like Dark Souls 1 a lot. If you ask me, like, I think it is on my top 10 favorite games of all time.
There's a list on the site we can check.
Like, the context of which I played it, it's just one of my favorite things, like, Here I Died. Because, like, I had gotten so used to, I think, some other games roll that I was just rolling. I was using what's nicely referred to as the fat roll.
Yeah, oh yeah. Which I can't stand that. I will peel off armor to make sure I don't have to do that.
That's exactly what I'm doing here.
I'm really excited about this this game because I'm in a really great position to experience where I actually only played like a couple, maybe like 2 or 3 hours of Dark Souls 1, but I played and beat Dark Souls 2 and 3. So like I get to kind of come into this one fresh. So I'm excited to play it on Switch actually is where I'm gonna go, just so I can have it portable.
Yeah. One of the things I'm happy about, one of the changes they're making, is that you no longer have to... So do you remember how in Dark Souls 2 when you were like peeling off souls, like you could choose to do multiple souls at once when you were using those items?
Yeah.
In Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 you could not do that. You had to do it individually, so you put the item on your toolbar and just keep pressing square to use it.
That seems dumb.
So they've changed that for the remaster, so you can actually just do them as like multiple items at once.
That's just like one of those just very simple quality of life things that I'm glad they took the time to fix. They didn't have to do that, but it's just like, it's insane that it wasn't there to begin with, you know?
That's kind of the thing with From Software games, is that like, why isn't this... We're like, what is it now, 5 games into this series, and now like, they still haven't done moving mouths on NPCs for some reason.
It's hard,
like,
man.
I can think of maybe one that does that in the entire series, which makes it all the weirder because it's now just completely inconsistent.
It's art, dude. Just get with it.
That's generally the excuse you'll get, yes.
They mumble in the Dark Souls universe.
It's a ventriloquist planet.
Oh, there you go. See, now you're rolling like a proper zombie.
Yes, and now I'm actually like doing well now that I can play on reaction.
Thin roll.
Thin roll, as they call it.
Yeah. Low calorie.
Yeah, on the PS4 Pro, I believe it is 4K upscaled, and 60 FPS. So
what about HDR stuff? Do they mess around with that? That probably not, huh?
Not that they've mentioned.
Okay. Good job, dude. Victory achieved. You're a pro.
I think I stay naked the rest of this demo, so if anyone's like totally freaked out by the raisin skin, I at least turn human at some point.
And coincidentally, you're also naked for the recording of this video, which wasn't necessary, but you wanted to be thematically consistent. I appreciate that.
Yes, it's very important to me that we at least act our parts.
The diehard Souls fans are going to appreciate that.
Yeah. Do you know the release date offhand?
This game is coming out May 25th, so just a month from now.
Cool. And is there going to be like a PC re-release? I mean, I know the game's probably... The PC version of the game can play this well right now. They don't really need to change anything, right? So are they doing anything like that? Do you know?
No, there's absolutely a PC release, and the reason why is because the PC version is not very good.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So when Dark Souls originally came out on PC, it was locked to 720p. It was, I think, locked to 30 frames per second. It was generally considered a very terrible PC port.
Yeah, and you know, now that you say it, I'm remembering now that there was a very specific modder who really worked hard to fix the game From, right? I remember that now.
Yeah. There was a modder named Durante who made something called DS Fix, which he said took him about 30 minutes. And it changed the game so you could update the resolution and fix the frame rate. One of the problems with the frame rate fix, though, was that if you were going down certain ladders at 60 frames per second, it would make you fall out of world. So one of the things that obviously this update fixes is even though it's 60 frames per second, like it actually functions at 60 frames. So you don't need to worry about falling out of world, or a glitch Dark Souls 2 had, which even though it natively supported 60 frames per second, it had a glitch where if you touched a dead body with a weapon, the game would glitch out and it would assume that for every frame you were hitting it, it was reducing durability 1%. So if you had, like, let's say you had a greatsword and that greatsword hit the ground, so you accidentally hit a ragdolling corpse, it would almost immediately take it down to half durability. So people would end up having to build builds around their frame rate.
That's so weird. Video game glitches are dumb. They should fix all of them.
Yeah.
They're very stupid. So were there... how does the game play? Like, what were your takeaways from playing it on PS4? I mean, did it feel a lot different? Did it feel a lot better? Same?
It feels a lot better. Like, the game had always, like, been made for 30 frames per second, but it feels great at 60. Like, it feels a lot more like you can see I was talking about
hold on.
actions.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I don't know where I picked up that habit, but for some reason, like, whenever I'm talking to NPCs in the Souls universe, I just start hitting the shield button, and it does that, like, very weird, like, handshake gesture.
You are so impatient talking to people. You just can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, well, keep in mind, this is a game I've played many, many times now, so I know everything that Crestfallen Undead's going to say.
Yeah.
I know at some point he's going to not be Crestfallen, like, you end up battling him, and it's going to be, like... It's all things that are, like, this is all deja vu for me.
So I did cut you off, though, because I was so excited about your shield action there. How does it, like, it plays well. Like, you, obviously, 60 frames improves the playability of the game. Like,
Yeah.
is there any other, like, getting hands-on with the game? Was there anything else that you kind of took away from experiencing this game that way?
So, one of the things about Dark Souls is they changed parry timing pretty much every game.
Yeah.
On Dark Souls 1, parrying was technically, I think the window was smaller, but it was actually easier because, like, you could do it on reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So Dark Souls 2, you kind of had to anticipate it. Dark Souls 1, you can actually, like, see a move coming, and you could raise your shield or parry the shield in time. That's actually a lot easier. I don't think I do it in this video, but I was able to just test out a little bit afterwards, and it's a lot easier to parry on reaction because of the higher frame rate. Gotcha. And, like, getting around enemies like that is easier for backstabs. It can play a lot more like a traditional character action game.
And they didn't tweak any of that for this re-release, right? Like, they tried.
No,
to keep all
it was
that
just
stuff
a
consistent.
natural result of the frame rate.
Gotcha.
And one of the things, like, when people noticed that when Dark Souls PC came out and they had the mod installed to do the higher resolution, is that a lot of the game's textures are way better than the resolution actually allowed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there are textures in this game that are way higher res than a 720p resolution. There's textures that are actually kind of bad. They fixed some of those bad textures, but by and large, they left a lot of them the same. But this game still, like, as a remastered 360 game, it looks honestly really great. Looks better than Dark Souls 2 and on par with 3 in some places.
Yeah.
Do we think they're going to remaster those as well? What's our theory?
So
here?
they remastered 2 already, and Scholar of the First Sin. 3 is just straight up already a PS4 and 360 or Xbox One game.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to do it. I'm sure they're going to remaster them for future systems at some point, just because, like, this is such a moneymaker for Bandai Namco.
Yeah, I'm curious what the future for Demon's Souls is. Like, the kind of theory is that, the guys that did Shadow of the Colossus, like, that's something maybe they could do next, is, like, remaster Demon's Souls. But I wonder if From Software is interested in doing that, or if it's just a matter of, like, odd licensing agreements and whatnot. Like, will we ever see a return to that game? I don't know.
So there was a thing, I think, last month, or month before last, where Demon's Souls servers shut down.
Yeah.
Completely.
So, like, they actually committed to
that
that threat that they've been making for years, finally.
Yeah, I think Atlas was just looking for Sony to give the excuse, and Sony gave them the excuse. So I would hope that they do a remake, or because it is kind of the hardest game to go back to, but in a lot of respects, it might actually be the best game.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, now that the servers are shut down, they feel like they can have an excuse to remake it.
I mean, it's crucial for the Souls series, just in general. Like, it was hugely important to, the evolution that became Dark Souls and then later Bloodborne.
And, like, things like that dragon that just showed up on the bridge, like, those traditions started in Demon's Souls. Like, it would be it'd be good for a new audience to come and see those again. And that reminds me that one of the things that they told me about the Dark Souls Remastered is that now the game functions on dedicated servers. So you like when you're doing PvP, it should function technically a lot better than it did in the I think it was the normal matchmaking that it did before.
And I'm guessing you didn't really get a chance to probably play around with playing with other people in this scenario.
No, this was an offline demo, so I didn't get
that makes sense.
Like, so there's no messages on the ground or anything like that. That's one of the things I'm also looking forward to. Is just a new like group of people being able to find those things. Like there were. When I played Dark Souls, it was like a couple of years later. When I first played the game, like I didn't get it really. It's like I heard a lot about Demon Souls. I think I watched my brother play it, but I didn't. When I tried this game, I think this is actually where I quit. This spot right here, because I died a lot, and the whole not pausing thing made it difficult to actually like play this game.
Oh, sure.
But then I came back to it a couple of years later, and I think some friends and we'd all started to just play Dark Souls. And we were all discovering at the same time, so we were having that same experience people were having with it the first time they played the game of, I don't get it, what is this thing? What is this? How did they want us to get through this? Like, oh, can you help me with this boss or anything like that? So, like, people leaving messages and figuring out things through there, like, yeah, all the information's on the internet now, but I hope people will actually try to give it a chance to figure it out themselves.
With the reset of all the messages.
Yeah, through a community. Like, be able to figure it out through messages.
All right, so we skipped ahead after Imran's lovely story about discovering Dark Souls with his group of friends because we want to see some boss fights, man. I guess
this would be the second boss fight. This is the Taurus demon.
Yeah, we actually did. I guess technically we did already see a boss fight, but you were so good at it and you beat him so quickly that we blinked and we missed it.
That might apply to this one as well. But
spoilers.
One of the things that I did remember while we were transitioning was that I'd mentioned playing this with friends, and that's a thing that you can actually do this time. When I think Bloodborne introduced the password system, so you can set a password for who you want to connect with. Yeah. And the other person can just put in the password and come join you. So you can actually do that in Dark Souls if you want, like, to co-op with a friend. So let's say I needed help with this boss, I could just set a password outside the door and let people come in to help me. Not that I need the help because I got fire bombs before I came in, and that solves the situation pretty easily.
Holy hell, yeah, no kidding.
Firebombs are the only friend you need, really.
So, do you think... I mean, you say that you replay this game pretty often. I mean, this is the version that you're probably going to be playing moving forward as you revisit this game over and over, I imagine, right? Like this version of the game?
If only because, like, I would love a thing that I could play at 60 FPS and not, fall through the world by going down the ladder.
That's handy, I guess, if you're into that kind of stuff.
But also, like, I'm actually super excited to just take this to Blighttown and see how it works.
Yeah, just play a version of it that's not chugging, I guess, right?
Because, like, Blighttown is almost entirely water, and that just destroys the game.
Yeah.
In a way that's, like, hilarious in the first couple of times, but actually becomes pretty annoying if you do it more than once. But, like, at this point, they said the demo has to end after the Taurus demon, so I'm kind of, like, pleading with the guy to see if I can just take it a little bit further, because I remember what happens after the Taurus demon, and it's probably the thing people most want to see. So, for some reason, I was checking the door. I don't remember why. But this is the meme lord himself.
Oh, he's an amiibo.
He is an amiibo. A very hard to find amiibo I've discovered.
I've been trying to get him, and I have not had any luck whatsoever.
I've had alerts set to my Twitter, and I'm still not fast enough.
You people are sick.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We love what we love, Leo. You buy things that are stupid that I don't care about.
I only buy things you care about.
Okay.
But what the Solaire amiibo does, besides just looking cool, is that if you scan him in, he will let you learn the Praise the Sun gesture before you can actually learn it in the game. So you don't need him in any way, but if you wanted to Praise the Sun with him right now, the only way to do that is with the amiibo.
Wow.
And that's so you can't do it on PS4 and Xbox One, I guess.
Yep, that definitely true.
You can't just put it on your Skylanders?
Oh, yeah, just put on your Skylanders portal. That might work. Cool. Well, okay. What was the release date again, Imran?
This is May 25th.
May 25th. Okay, and it's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch.
Correct.
And you liked what you played on PS4. You've been impressed with the port, right?
Yep, I'm definitely picking this up.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for watching, everybody. It's time for the phrase to end the video.
Let's hear that phrase.
Goodbye.
I think it's just bye, you know?
Is it just bye? Okay.